Hello, Planet Watchers. Welcome to Spring and Aries with Mary Jane and me. Hey, Mary.
Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to spring.
Yeah, that's a lovely color on you. Very spring-like.
Thank you. Very springy. I'm all in the mood. You know, the summer equinox, spring equinox, which this year's a little early on account of the leap year. It's actually the 20th of March,
Oh,
is the Zoroastrian New Year, and it's also astrologers' New Year. This is when the year starts for us. So, yeah, Happy New Year to everyone.
oh, that's exciting. I did not know that, but that makes sense because Aries being the first sign of the zodiac.
The first sign, it's 0 degrees in the construction of the zodiacal circle. So this is where things get kicked off. And it's the first primordial energy, this explosive energy of Aries just represents for anyone with any good sense the whole idea of a new year. It's a new start.
Right, right. Well, and during this time, we've got Easter. We've also got a big solstice. I'm not solstice. What am I trying to say? Eclipse. We've got a big
Eclipse.
eclipse.
Yeah, that's coming up on the 8th of
Mhm.
8th of April.
Yeah.
The lunar eclipse, a little less important on the 25th of March already. But we'll talk in a little while about this eclipse, which is working in kind of with the general mood of this month. It's pretty exciting and innervating stuff going on with this eclipse. We'll get there in a little while. First, I wanted to talk about these very first actions already as we're opening up on the stateside. It'll be the 19th of March. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
huh? With the sun in a very nice sextile to Pluto, there are a whole bunch of planets just all in a group around the end of Pisces and into Aries. So we're not going to get a lot of interaction. We're not going to get a lot of angles made, aspects made between the planets. So we're going to talk sort of slowly about the sun's trip through Aries, but he starts out really big, making this sextile to Pluto. Now, this is an energy, of course, when the sun is in contact like this with Pluto, he's taking on personal power. All of my Aries births and also all of the fire signs, Leos are involved. To a certain degree, Scorpios are involved, but also Sagittarians are going to have this sense of taking on personal power and trying to use it with a little luck to their best advantage. Now, at the same time, this sun is going to be making a semi-square to Jupiter, a semi-square a little later from the 22nd to the 29th of March with Uranus. Now, to my thinking, a lot of this personal power is going to be directed toward illegal, maybe nefarious ends. And we're going to see some people trying to take advantage of the legal system. A lot of sneaking around in various legal dealings, also legislative dealings, and also court cases. It's a very difficult time to get for honesty. Let's say
Oh,
it just does. It looks like a lot of sneaky people are going to take advantage of
now, are
this.
we talking in personal relationships? Are we talking about the global stage, national stages?
Both, both,
Oh,
all of that,
wow.
all of that. Of
All of the
course,
above.
it all trickles down, doesn't it?
Sure.
Yeah. The sun, of course, is a very personal planet, but it has to do with the whole seasonal feel of what's going on and what's available to us.
Yeah.
So Mars and Aries being very bellicose, very angry and excitable states, why we're going to see a lot of very excitable activity going on with these, especially with these semi-squares to Jupiter and to Uranus, especially.
How long does that last?
Well, from the semi-square to Jupiter, and from the 19th to the 22nd, and then the semi-square to Uranus from the 22nd to the 29th. So all told, from the 19th until the 29th, we're going to feel this, that is to say, the end of this month of March, we're
Mhm.
going to feel this tension and this sort of evil activity going on.
Oh my.
Evil, dangerous, dangerous, and risk-taking, certainly a lot of that.
Oh my
I
goodness.
think, yeah, I think we're going to see some important escalation on a global level. We'll get to that.
Oh,
We're going to see an escalation in various wars, all of the going on wars that the states are trying hard not to get involved in, but not doing a very good job.
oh.
But anyway, we're going to see a certain escalation in world conflicts.
Mm.
Sorry about that.
Well, as you know, we are recording this on the 18th of March. Tomorrow, the 19th of March, I am coming out to Europe, and that does not sound like it bodes well.
Well, for what we have to do, for what you have to do in Europe, you should be okay. Keep your eyes open in Paris. You're going to see police and military all over the place because they're really locking down on security in all of the tourist venues, in all of the public places, administrative houses as well. So I'd say what you have to be doing in Europe, you're going to be okay doing it. I wouldn't wander over too far into, well, let's say the Ukraine.
Well, true. That's true.
No, but I'm living here in the middle, and all we're seeing is really what's going on in the news. A lot of demonstrations going on in the country capitals all over Europe, in fact, because
Right.
uh, the European Union officers, administration, are pushing toward sending more arms, sending more munitions, and so on into the Ukraine. The public sentiment is definitely in favor of this, although the local governments are really slowing down. They just don't know how to act.
Mhm.
Um,
Right.
yeah, yeah, I don't know what to tell you about that. It's a really a push-pull situation that we're seeing all over. We're seeing just in all sorts of ways in astrologically this month, and just in public opinion in general, it's very slow.
And here in
Um,
the States, of course, it's an election year. It's a general election year, and things are starting to heat up. We had
uh,
Super Tuesday, where so many states have their primaries, and then we get closer to having nominees, and it's looking like we've got our nominees. And just the political rhetoric is out of control here. And
yeah,
yeah, this does not sound like it bodes well with this energy coming in.
yeah, well, it's going to heat up through April, that's for sure.
Golly. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go on though, because there are some
Yeah,
kind of nice things shaping up, actually.
please.
I'm
Yes.
I'm going to try to I'm going to try to keep a little bit chronological for once, just because the sun's movements are, of course, direct and going through this collection of planets in a proper order. So we'll try to keep kind of logical in this thing. The next major move, I think, is going to be from Mars. Mars is the ruling planet of everything that's going on here in Aries, right, in April. So
Mm.
he's kind of got the last word, although he's looking pretty confused as well. He's got some kind of interesting things going on. First of all, for all you homeowners out there and people who are looking to do some remodeling, Mars is in a very nice aspect with Vesta from the 19th to the 23rd of March. And there's a very nice opposition to the moon, Mars moon, on the 22nd, helping a lot for anything that is kitchen remodeling. Also working on your chimneys. It's time to get everything cleaned out. Your heating and cooling systems are up for renovation or
Sure.
repair, whatever needs
Tune-ups. Yeah.
doing, cleanups right now. But we have to be very careful, and there are buts all over the place in this chart. I'm just warning you. Um, Neptune is going to be square to this same Vesta. Now, Vesta is the little asteroid that has a lot to say about the home, hearth and home,
Right.
which is why I'm so interested in the kitchen and your heating systems. But with the square of Neptune here from the 19th to the 30th of March, there and going on from in a conflicting aspect from the 31st until the 20th of April. This is not good for working on water connections. It's not a great time to be doing heavy duty plumbing in your bathrooms, in your laundry rooms, in the sauna, in the pool. It's not the same possible energy that we should be using right now. So if you can do it dry, do it, go for it. It's a great time to be drawing up projects for a later date, but as soon as you need water turned on, don't bother with it. At least not right away.
Mm-hmm. Good to know. Good to know. Mm-hmm.
Now Mars is moving into the sign of Pisces. That's happening on the 23rd of March, and he will be there until the end of April, actually, doing some kind of interesting things. The first thing he's accomplishing is making a conjunction with Saturn. Now, Saturn Mars again is sort of a dictatorial, kind of a warlike state, but a certain clampdown in any case of the powers that be. We're going to see a lot of arrests in these various demonstrations, a show of power, military power, and police power as well, going through these different manifestations of people's ire. That's true. Also, there will be a square from Mars to the moon and an opposition to Juno that's interesting because this indicates a great deal of marital strife. This is a time when we're going to see arguments, especially arguments around old griefs.
Mm.
Let's talk about what you said to my mother 3 years ago at Christmas, and all of these things get sort of drawn up to the surface and we
Mm-hmm.
hashed out again, and not in the best of conditions, especially around the 5th of April, when the Mars is on a moon is coming over Mars and making a rather nasty semi-square to this wretched um, Mercury that's retrograde by then. Maybe now's
Mm.
the time we want to talk about this Mercury retrograde, which is from the
Let's do
first,
it.
yeah, from the first already, coming up right away, 1st of April to the 26th. So that all of these things we'll be talking about are going to be uh, a little more difficult to realize, a little more difficult to control, to check on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a time when you need to be very careful looking at and signing papers slowly,
Mm.
carefully,
Mm-hmm.
read the fine print, read it 3 times.
Ooh.
The same is true as we're driving. Retrograde Mercury with Mars has a lot to do with mobility, with various accidents, walking accidents. We can see various trouble in with driving situations. So just be careful out there. After the 1st of April, no April Fool's jokes intended here. This is going to be important a little bit all the time. We're looking at a very nice, there's a lovely period, the 28th of March and the 29th in the morning. That's a beautiful grand rectangle. Now this is an organization of the planets. It looks like this.
Hmm. Right.
And it's a very harmonious, equilibrated kind of an arrangement in the sky that's going to be extremely useful for engagements of all kinds, taking on a new job, taking on an adoption, marriages, proposals, money arrangements, certainly, where Mars, Venus, and Saturn are involved in here. money arrangements, and partnerships, signing contracts. This looks like a wonderful day to be arranging various partnerships of all kinds, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the good news, and very much helped by a lovely Ceres that's in trine with this same Jupiter and Uranus all month long,
Mm.
with a little help from Saturn and Mars in passing, that is telling me that this is time to go after that pay raise, go after that promotion. People are listening; they're absolutely listening, and this is a really magical day. Again, the 28th and the 29th of March, very useful for all that. Now, this is on all levels as well.
Oh,
If
great.
you're looking to get a chip off your rental property, why this is the time to talk to the owners about getting your pay lowered, getting your rent lowered. All kinds of engagements of that sort can be
Mhm.
sorted out under this particular period. A lot of
Nice.
help from the Black Moon as well, saying that even if you're not used to this kind of talking,
Mhm.
even if you're not used to hitting the table and saying what you really need, this is an initiatic chance to do exactly that. And so, just get all your courage up and go for it. It's an excellent time to be doing this, if only as a personal exercise. The Black Moon is very good for that. Personal exercise, oof, all over the place.
Oh, I'm all about that. Bring it. Bring it.
Exactly, exactly. Now let's get back to the moon a minute because the sun a minute because he's moving onward. There's another very nice day shaping up. Well, the sun is in a conjunction with Chiron, who always has lessons for us as well to learn. Very nice conjunction, and over the north node of the moon, personal progress, from the 2nd to the 16th of April, and is getting help from this same Mars and Jupiter Uranus from the 12th to the 13th of April, 12th to the 16th, actually, of April. This is a wonderful time to be working the land. Either you're farming, planting your gardens, you're procuring land. It's also an excellent time to be buying and selling properties. New investments in building or in enterprise are absolutely smiled upon at this particular time. So we can use this again in getting ahead personally and getting some of your favorite projects, especially rather big projects. With Jupiter in Taurus, this is all about making and also spending considerable sums of money, but that look here as though they're very nicely protected. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's another very nice period.
That sounds like a great
Again,
time to start my garden.
yes, it is. 12th to the 16th of April is just fantastic. Now check your farmer's almanacs and see when you've got a good moon there. I wasn't paying too much attention, although the 12th of April, the moon is in a sextile to the sun, but uh, it should be in Gemini, which is not a very fertile month. If you can wait a few days on that,
Right.
through the 14th, for instance, the moon will be in Cancer, and this looks extremely exciting
Well, and
for,
that's a weekend. Perfect.
yeah, that's good. That's great. All you gardeners out there will be
Right.
going crazy, just crazy.
Right.
Let's see now. As I said before, this is another major move, though. The planet Mars is moving into Pisces and will stay there until the end of April. Now, this is a pretty special place for especially Mars as the ruling planet of Aries. But going through Pisces, he gets a little confused and can make bad choices as far as where he wants to put his energy. Now, this looks very useful at the same time as Mars goes over Saturn. As I said, this is rather galvanizing. This is a time when he takes on a certain personal force again. He'll be making a very nice sextile to Uranus through the 13th to the 25th of
Mhm.
April. And this is a great time to be seeing, again, strides in molecular uh, medicine, nuclear medicine, electronic devices used in medicine. This is going to be extremely active again. We've been seeing this all winter, and I absolutely love it. The possibilities of new mobility for people, for handicapped, paralyzed people who are
Yes, you've been
going to
talking about
be,
this.
yeah,
Mhm.
going to be plugging into this new mobility, new use uh, of Uranus, and that's electronic, absolutely. It has a lot to do with robotics. And that's essentially what we've been talking about all winter, actually. And looks
Mhm.
again very active through here. The place I like a little less is Mars going over Neptune. Now, this is the height of confusion. This is again a time when Mars just has, as I mentioned, first of all, working with in the water. This is not a very good time from the 16th to the 30th of April to be fixing the pool or fixing the sauna or messing around with all of your waterworks in your home.
Yeah.
I expect we're going to see a lot of flooding through there as well,
Oh my.
on all kinds of levels, from the Brush Creek going over to flood in the basement. Check it out.
Huh.
And this conjunction goes on. The two planets change signs, but they don't change their attitudes towards each other from the 1st to the 11th of May. So it's a nice long time to be having some considerable troubles. First of all, making up one's mind about what you should be doing. This doesn't help in the decision-making process.
Mhm.
It doesn't help a lot in, let's see, I want to say water, uh, water sports.
Mm.
Uh, this includes skiing because it's snow under there after all.
Ooh.
And again, create the fog as well. If you're doing outdoor sports, if you're still doing outdoor sports, winter sports, be careful of climatic conditions. This looks like you shouldn't be out in the fog. You shouldn't be out in snowstorms or rainstorms.
Huh.
You've just got to be very careful about picking the conditions in which you're working in your sports.
Yeah, that's rather common sense.
It is, but it's amazing how confused we can get with Mars in conjunction Neptune. This
True.
is the eclipse of good sense, basically. And so we're going to be imagining things, conditions, people, uh, uh, situations that just aren't very real.
Mm.
And so this is where, this starts with tripping over the curb or something on the sidewalk into uh throwing yourself off a mountain with apparent rocks and all the rest that are getting in the way of your proper skiing. So just saying. Also, well, yeah, we're getting into a period, probably you in the States at least, into water sports, boating and so on.
Hmm.
And again, we're looking at problems with motors. Motors and water just don't always go together, at least not under this kind of conjunction. So check it out. Now I want to talk a little bit more about this eclipse that's happening on the
The eight.
equinox, yeah, that's happening on the 8th of April. Now, in the US, the eastern US at least, this this eclipse is happening in the ninth house that has everything to do with your connections to overseas and interests. That is to say, all of our implications in the war in Ukraine, in the war in Israel, in things that are involving the U.S. in more or less missed situations of implying ourselves in these problems. It's going to be extremely difficult to know what to do. And I think the local governments, and certainly the U.S. Congress, is fighting tooth and nail against any kind of involvement. Their arguments seem to be going on through the spring and more or less uselessly. So it's going to be sort of the same old, same old. Do we go? Do we not go? Do we help? Do we not help? There's a lot, and this is true of other governments in the world as well. Here in Europe,
Right.
it's just an ongoing hassle about what to do to stave off what looks like a world war that's threatening.
Oh my
But
goodness.
what to do, what to do with this? Uh, the the sun itself at the same time, this sun moon conjunction will be square to Ceres,
Mm-hmm.
will be making a rather awkward alignment with the black moon again,
Mm-hmm.
just generally slowing down any decision making position. Mars at the same time is in conjunction with Saturn, and they will be opposite the black moon. This is useful for some things, but for a wartime situation, it's not very useful. And on a global overlooking situation, it's not particularly useful either. So we're seeing again old patterns of military action, old patterns of authority trying to hold on tooth and nail. I'm thinking particularly of the Russian government trying so hard to justify their position, and no one seems to be able to finally put a lid on this thinking, put a lid finally to this type of reactionism.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not the happiest of eclipses. And of course, we have, around an eclipse, we always have 5 to 6 months that we have to take into consideration.
That's
So
quite a
it's
long
going to be
time.
kind of tricky. It's going to
Mm-hmm.
be kind of tricky.
Sure. Sure. I mean, there's really nothing for us to do but hunker down and analyze the situation and act accordingly. There's no need
Act
to freak
accordingly.
out, but just to be
Yeah,
prepared and know what's coming up so that we can act accordingly.
yeah, that's about it. That's about it.
The situation.
Personally, I would like to see for the US government as well as European governments to get a little more involved in protecting and preparing these the Ukrainian government, the Ukrainian soldiers, also the people in Gaza need support.
Yes, absolutely.
And I would sort of like for our various governments to line up behind some kind of justice, some kind of idea of democracy. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Mhm.
I can't speak for the stars, but they're not. They don't seem to be helping any either at the
That's
moment. So
true. I mean, and I remember some time ago we talked about how the conjunctions we're seeing now are very similar to what we saw like in 1776
quite right,
during
quite right.
revolutionary times. So
Sure.
times that are interesting and
Mm.
shaking things up a bit.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, the overriding uh, motif is definitely involving universal changes that are overdue, I think. But they'll be a long time coming. Well, neither was the American Revolution was a long time coming as well, and lasted a long time. So I guess we have to be ready for that as well.
Hmm. Boy, and I have to keep reminding myself we signed up for this. We signed up to be here at this time.
Yes, we did. Everybody hooked on it during the generation they were supposed to show up.
Right.
So yes, we've got to get this through together, and to just hope that every time these planets come around and every time these situations come around, that we can just act on them better than we did the last time.
Yeah. Yeah. True. True. So quite an interesting season coming up.
I'm thinking so. It's time to for each of us. Who was the poet who talked about taking care of one's own garden? That's rather what we've got in mind
Yeah.
this month, which just looks like a happy thing too,
Not a bad thing.
and not a bad thing at all. And just try to get ahead where you are. There, we've got a good sky for that as well.
Yeah.
And for the rest, well, we just have to keep our prayers in order, I guess.
Hmm. That is so true. So always a good idea to keep our prayers in order and just mind our own gardens and do our best, treat
That's
people
it.
with dignity and respect, and stay in our lanes.
Exactly. And read the fine print.
Read the fine print. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so we will see each other again then in don't tell me, after Aries is Taurus.
Taurus, you've got it.
See you again in Taurus. You know, you think by now I would know this stuff, but still as dangerous as always. I'm so glad that we have you to, guide us through the stars. Very
Push you all around. Right, right. I'm
helpful.
trying. Anyway, you all take very good care of yourselves.
Yes, and see you all in Taurus.
Peace and love.